Hi everyone, it's Fitz with your daily delivery. Hope you're doing well. I'm good. And it was an interesting Friday. I thought it'd be slow, and it was in some ways, but we ended up having a video press conference with the new associate head coach for Kansas State men's basketball, Matthew Driscoll. He gives up a head coaching job at North Florida to move to Kansas State to be the number 2. Now there's some good reasons for that, and I'll get into that later. But today I want to talk about, well, how much I appreciate Jerome Tang's hirings in this offseason. Why? Because hindsight is 2020. First, let me remind you to go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel if you're not. We really need your help. The algorithm's all out of whack, so leave comments, hit the thumbs up, all that good stuff. Kansas State hired a really dynamic first coaching staff for Jerome Tang, and Coach Tang showed some early success, right? An Elite 8, National Coach of the Year. They did some things very right in year 1. But as time went on, the 2 next seasons, we started to realize maybe there wasn't quite enough experience here. Maybe not enough overall knowledge base in terms of how to react within a game to things being presented to you by the opponent, or even teaching certain things about the game in practice. So, with an opening on his staff, he needed an associate head coach. He has hired Matthew Driscoll from North Florida. Now, they were on Scott Drew's original staff at Baylor, so they've known each other a long time. And their wives are apparently very good friends, which is always good when you want to keep coaches around. But he's not the only one. They also hired Bill Peterson, who was listed as an assistant coach, but he's more like an assistant to the head coach. He's going to help out with strategy and those type of things. And I think it was a great hire too. But I'm really excited about Coach Driscoll. First of all, I didn't see kind of the consistency of understanding offense. And to go with that, and maybe most importantly, a consistency in understanding how to shoot the ball, when to shoot the ball. So let's get into that. Now, I'm going to warn you. First of all, this whole press conference is up on our YouTube channel and at GoPowercat. You can see it right there. So I've cut some snippets. But Coach Driscoll isn't a snippet talker. He lays out a lot of things and a lot of details. In this clip, he's going to talk about how you make a shooter, and build their confidence. And I absolutely love this.
When you're open and you're in rhythm, like you got to release, like you got to understand what that looks like and how that looks. And so there's a lot to that. And there's a lot that goes into that. But at the end of the day, when you're talking about confidence, Chaz Lanier is the greatest example. You don't win the Jerry West Award on accident. But for us, he only averaged 5 points a game back-to-back years. How do you go to 20 a game and become the most efficient player in the country? Well, number one is you have great confidence. And how do you get that confidence? Because coach continues to pour into you that this is what you do, this is how you do it, but you've got to continue to believe in it and see the results and reap what you sow, so to speak. And so because of that, through whether it be through drill, whether it be through video, whether it be through conversation, whether it be through discipline, which is a commitment, and then it leads to consistency, because that's how you make great shooters. If a great shooter is disciplined, committed, and consistent, name me a great shooter that's not disciplined, committed, and consistent.
Coach wasn't done, though. This soundbite will tell you a little bit about his coaching philosophy and how to teach kids the right way to do things and to do them consistently. He kind of scores assists differently. And I've kind of Frankenstein a couple clips here together to cut out some of the middle. Coach, a lot of answer here. So here's Coach Matthew Driscoll on, well, what they count as assists at North Florida.
We track potential assists. And like at the hockey assist is what it used to be called. And so, when a hockey assist comes into play or a potential assist, and we love potential assists, which means everything's on time, on target, but the guy missed a shot. And so when you track that or you coach that, it also shows shot selection, when you need to throw it, how much on time, on target matters.
It's these types of attention to teaching detail that, honestly, I think the first staff missed out. Not that they can't do it at all, but the depth of knowledge of these coaches that they brought in is enormous. And the best part is, Jerome Tang knows what he's getting. He's worked with both of them. I think you don't understand that Jerome Tang was never the head coach at Baylor, that he had never been in a position of being the boss. And again, in hindsight, you can say maybe he made some mistakes in his initial hiring. The staff had some holes in it. They, in football terms, didn't have a running game or a passing game or whatever. These guys can fill those holes. They bring a great deal of depth and knowledge. They've seen a lot of basketball. They've countered a lot of moves by very good coaches. And they know that it all starts in practice with teaching of fundamentals. I hope this upcoming season I see less lazy passes. And one of my pet peeves is when you've got an open three-point shooter, you hit them in their hands so it becomes part of their shooting motion. And K-State rarely did that. These lazy one-handed passes that end up at knees or getting intercepted, it's got to stop. The fundamentals of this basketball program have to be better. And Jerome Tang's gone out to find the guys that maybe can bring that to the table. A great leader recognizes his own weaknesses, where he's fallen short in his leadership, and he brings in people to fill those gaps. It's taken Jerome Tang to year 4 to understand that fully, but he has done that, and we'll see if the results happen. This press conference left me a little more optimistic about the 4th season under Jerome Tang for Kansas State basketball. There's still a lot to prove, but I do feel better. And Coach Driscoll prefers to be called Matthew, so don't call him Matt.